Hey, hello, and welcome, Kushamadid. My name is RJ Anmol, and a very good evening to all of you. In fact, not just good evening. In fact, there are some places it's going to be good afternoon and different time zones. We are going across globally. And let me take this opportunity to welcome a very special person who is with me and who's going to answer a lot of questions I have and take us to a different trip altogether. We have with us the one and only Mr. Rajesh, Agnelorajesh joining me. Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me give, although everybody knows you, but still I'll give a brief introduction about the man who is with us right now. He's an educationist, author, a first generation serial and social entrepreneur, a very keen player in the e-commerce sector, and a business investor. He's the man who's the founder and chairman of St. Angelo's Computers Limited and St. Angelo's VNCD Ventures, which is a new age real estate venture, and the chief mentor and co-founder of the Business Opportunities Club, which is a premium business networking and mentoring platform that helps SMEs and MSMEs scale up to the next level. And let me assure you that our conversation today is going to be a next level conversation because this is a deadly combination. Tanuja Rani says, "Good evening, Rajesh and Anmol." So, welcome to everyone. Welcome, Rajesh.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, RJ Anmol. It's a pleasure. I first saw you on the live show for Hum Aapke Hain Kaun. I think the movie completed 25 years and we worked together
Yes.
with Salman Khan, Madhuri Dixit and the Barjatias. And what an evening it was. And you rocked
Oh
the
yeah.
show. You put up the show together and it was a fabulous full house show. And we
Wow.
enjoyed the memories of the movie when the conversations that you had with Salman, Madhuri and Barjatias.
Yes. It was definitely a very special evening and a very historic evening. And I'm looking forward to this wonderful session with you today. But before we move on to what are we going to discuss today in this session, let's just touch upon what was happening last week because this is a regular session happening every Friday at this time. So just a quick review of what happened last week.
RJ Anmol, last week we had RJ Roshan, and we had a brilliant conversation on business learnings from IPL. What can we learn from IPL as a concept, as an event, and of course, cricket, which every Indian and every cricket playing nation loves. So it was
Yeah.
very interesting and very exciting. So we enjoyed that show, business learnings from IPL.
Wow, super. And IPL is, of course, at the brink, going to start very soon in a different way altogether.
Yes,
Everyone is
yes,
trying
yes.
to, condition themselves with the new way of living, the new normal. But this week, what do you have on your mind? Where are we going to go? Which way are you going to take us? Tell us.
So today we are going to be talking on the topic of perseverance, and the current situation we all are in is a very
Mm,
challenging one. Everyone's life has been affected by the pandemic in some way or the other. The only
mm.
way we can get through this tough time is through perseverance, and hence I chose to
Ah,
explore this topic today as it is so vital and necessary to adapt to the current scenario.
absolutely. Okay, so when you say perseverance, what
Yeah.
exactly do you mean by that?
Growing up, we all learned the story of the spider. In fact, in the story of a small spider, the spider was trying to weave a web across the cave ceiling.
Mm,
And as the
mm.
spider crawled up, a thread of the web broke and the spider fell down. But the spider did not give up. He tried to climb again and again and again till
Yeah.
it completed the web. It's like a farmer or a fisherman who will persist with his efforts repeatedly and will keep achieving success in spite of various challenges, Anmol. It's like a game of
Yep.
football, like any other
Yep.
game, where the full
Mm,
team keeps on making attempts for the goal and they
mm,
do get it most of the times. So,
mm.
audience, can you remember a time yourself when you tried to repeatedly reach a goal and eventually got it, but it was only after failing multiple times? Often, those
Yes.
victories mean more than the ones quickly and easily achieved. We always remember those victories which we get after a lot of difficulty. So, perseverance, Anmol, is the ability to keep doing something in spite of obstacles. And people who
Wow.
persevere get success in doing something despite how hard it is or how long it takes to reach the goal. So that's what is perseverance, according to me, Arjan Mall.
Wow, fantastic. And like you said, you might just fail, you might fail twice, thrice, as many number of times, but that's not what you call failure. You call it experience. You gain out of
Absolutely.
that, and you finally hit it big. Perseverance, if I'm not wrong, sometimes also known as grit. I feel it's a great leveler. Perseverance. So if I want to ask you if you can share some light on how perseverance is a great leveler.
Sure, sure, Anmol. So, yes, for sure, this is one of the priceless lessons that I have learned in life. You don't
Mm.
have to be the wealthiest, have the most friends, or be the smartest kid in the class. If you persevere, you can reach your goal. So, you don't have to be the
Wow.
wealthiest, you don't have to be the smartest kid. But if
Mm.
you persevere, you will definitely reach your goal. You can help to inspire perseverance by allowing kids to experience failure in
Mm.
definitely a very safe and supported environment. In fact, Anmol, when kids need to recover from a setback, think their way through a challenge and try again, they develop grit and perseverance. As a college student, Anmol, I was a door-to-door salesman, and it taught me a
Oh,
lot, especially
yeah.
grit and perseverance. And when I rang a doorbell, Anmol, I used to get
Mm.
two kind of responses. Either I got the door shut on my face, or I got entry not only into the house but also the emotions of the people who bought from me, even if they didn't need what I was selling. And
Wow.
obviously,
Wow.
Anmol, the number of doors shutting on my face was much higher number than the ones which opened up. So I used to feel dejected initially, but I didn't give up. Subsequently, I learned to take it in my stride, and I never lost my enthusiasm of what I was doing just because somebody shut his door on me. Failure is
Yeah.
only the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently without losing focus. And Anmol, whatever I am today is because of those experiences, nothing like a real life experience of learning focus, grit, and determination. As I look
Yeah.
back on my life, Anmol, I realized that every time I thought I was being rejected from something good, I was actually being redirected to something better. I feel
Wow.
every youngster, Anmol, yes, I feel every youngster needs to experience being a door to door salesman. It's an education by itself.
Absolutely, I can totally. It's a fantastic example, and you know what, Rajesh, I can personally relate to what you are saying. In fact, Chintan is just saying good evening, everyone, and yes, always very positive. Rajesh and Anmol, I can connect to what you are saying. During my marketing days, we used to have this questionnaire and we used to go door to door, and a lot of doors being shut on my face. And then
Absolutely.
I used to think, why is this happening? How I can crack it? What can be that smile or that first sentence which can actually get me into that door? So that's a great learning. But I want to ask you on a personal level, uh, who's your hero? Who's your personal life hero? Where did you learn? Like one example, of course, this door to door thing which you told us. But who's
Yes.
that person you learned perseverance from?
So, for most of us, success is one of our biggest career aspirations. However,
Yes.
success comes in many shapes and sizes and is conceived differently by each one of us. Anmol, what is
Mm,
for you
mm,
might be a little different for me. But whatever
absolutely.
success means to you, chances are that hard work, dedication, and most importantly, perseverance will be very necessary. Anmol, I
Mm,
have many successful people who I personally admire and see as my role models. And they taught
okay.
us in school also about most of them, like Albert Einstein. Although the name Einstein is now very exclusively associated with being genius, the young
Mm,
Albert was not viewed as much of a prospective scholar. In fact, his parents and teachers began to think he was mentally handicapped and socially awkward due to the fact that he did not begin to speak until the age of speak or read even till the age of 7.
oh
Einstein was eventually expelled from school, Anmol, and denied entry to the Zurich Polytechnic School. Rest is history
my
of
God.
what he has achieved. The
Of
second
course.
person that I would like to talk about is Thomas Edison, who's considered unteachable as a youth. He was considered as untouchable as the youth, but the
My
inventor
God.
changed the world with his invention of the electric light bulb. Before this great accomplishment, Edison discovered, let me repeat this, Edison discovered 1,000 ways on how he could not build or ignite a light bulb. My next aspiration, Anmol, is Amitabh Bachchan, who was considered to be having not the right voice, was ultimately regarded as a superstar, not only for his acting, but also for the voice that he has. I also like
Yeah.
the story of Donald Trump. After being a financial mess for multiple times in his life, he never gave up, Anmol. And today, the most powerful man in the world is Donald Trump because of the position he holds. People might ridicule him for various reasons, but he is who he is. Last
Mm,
but not the least, Anmol, what inspires me, what taught me the most in my life are my parents.
mm,
They are my favorite. They are my
Wow.
heroes for what they did for us in our childhood, the life they saw, the life they adopted, and sacrificed
Yeah.
everything to build a career for me and my brothers, living off
Wow.
in absolute financial strain and crude
Mm.
financial realities, but never allowing it to affect our education or well being. I would like to
Wow.
say, Anmol, courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow.
Wow, fantastic. People are applauding you for your knowledge. We had this message from Namrata who said, "Oh, Rajesh, how much knowledge you have about things." And those names, when you were taking those names and telling about their stories, I remembered another name, Tarasab Phalke. When
Oh,
he thought that
absolutely.
he's going to showcase a film, people thought he's mentally retarded and they took him to a mental asylum. And little did
Yes.
they know that he's going to be ultimately the father of the Indian film industry, the first
Wow.
man to showcase a film. So great. But like you said, I think perseverance and failures, I think they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And what really matters is that how you perceive failure. How do
Yes.
you see what failure is and how you deal with it? I think it is very, very important.
Absolutely, Anmol. I look at failure as the greatest teacher. We all
Mm,
fail only to learn. A failure
mm.
is not always a mistake, Anmol. It may simply
Yeah.
be the best one that you can do under a given circumstance. The real
Right.
mistake is to stop trying. And despite the
Yes.
obviously negative meanings associated with the word, failure is often a growth step to success for those that are not afraid to try again and again. Something that you did, something
Mm.
that I did, something that most of the audience which is watching this show live have done in their life. In fact, Anmol, when things go against what we expect, we begin to fall apart and failure is imminent and quitting is very easy.
Yeah.
Perseverance is that one trait that allows us to dust ourselves off and jump back to success. Anmol, I've got a
Wow.
very interesting anecdote in life. I'm a very
Please.
ardent follower of the great Shivaji Maharaj. The highest
Mm.
example for me ever for grit and determination, focus and consistency shall always be the great Shivaji Maharaj. He would even plan a failure and then convert it into success. In fact,
Wow.
Anmol, I'm sure you're also a great follower. The audience is also a great follower for Shivaji Maharaj. In fact,
Yes.
every step he took was nothing but pure grit and perseverance. Whether it is his escape from Agra or surrendering the 23 forts or planning to defeat Afzal Khan,
Mm.
absolutely everything was driven by grit and determination. And it reminds me of the great saying, never confuse a single defeat with a final defeat. A man is
Mm.
not defeated till he gives up. So many of his traits can be used in personal and professional life, Anmol, of how to be
Mm.
fearless of a situation, of how to never give up on how to pursue a mission. And at the time of his exit from the world, he had surrendered 23 forts, Anmol, but I would like to
Yeah.
share one
Yes,
more
of
fact.
course. Hmm.
At the time of his exit from this world, he had around 370 forts, and many of them were built by him from scratch. That's perseverance.
Wow. Wow. Fantastic. It was a beautiful message from Tanishka Kumar who says, failure is success in process. Nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're talking about perseverance here. Uh, Such an important trait if you really want to succeed in life. But you mentioned something very beautiful in your previous answers. You said after you taking all those big names, you said, I would like to give a lot of credit to my parents.
Yes.
What an important part parents play, because you are growing up with your parents, you're looking up to them, and one nod or one thumbs down from them means the world to you, to everybody,
Absolutely.
in fact. So can you
Absolutely.
just throw some light on, some advice to parents how they can teach their kids to just, keep going on and succeed?
Uh, Actually going to see, it's a whole topic by itself. It would need a whole
Yes.
session, but to get started, let me discuss a few tips that parents can use. I'm
Mm,
a parent for two lovely children, a girl and a boy.
mm,
We need to teach our children uh, nitty gritty or being having grit by example. The nitty
okay.
gritties of having grit and perseverance, but by example. We need to try new things and let our child see us struggle and yet keep going. We need to share age appropriate stories of when you didn't reach your goal the first time, but tried again, maybe multiple times, but you didn't give up. So these examples motivate the children. We need to talk about how you set small goals to help you to reach a bigger goal, and the importance of being resilient. We need to
Mm,
provide challenging kid activities which are not easily achieved. Everything
mm,
your child tries shouldn't be easy, and at the same time we need to help your child find reasonable challenges so that they experience happiness in achieving them rather than getting disappointed with failures. You can keep
mm,
increasing the difficulty level to improve their performance. Remember that it is okay for your child to get frustrated sometimes. We tend to
mm,
want to shield our children from frustration, and that might not be helping them. We need to be very conscious and mindful about it. And similarly, we need to remind children that it is okay to fail. You get to try again. Your child may
mm.
not be great at everything the first time, but it is sticking with that something which is very important. We need to offer
Yeah.
praise and encouragement for our children's strong effort. We tend to praise our children for being smart, but we should also remember to offer encouragement for completing the goals, for not giving up, and for being determined. At the same
Wow.
time, we need to recognize that there are times when it is okay even to quit. Be a
Yeah. Yeah.
sport be it a sport or a after school activity, Anmol, that your child expresses interest in. Sometimes trying multiple times may be more important than actually reaching the goal. uh, Anmol, you should watch a program that I conduct with Lena Asher, which is who's a very dear friend. It is
Hmm.
called Moonshot Conversations, and you will love the topics we have covered. And the show
Okay.
also has downloadable journals, which will be very helpful to you and the entire family, especially the children and
Mm.
parents. So we try to give this kind of messages through that program, which we conduct on every Sunday at 5 p.m.
Wow. That's Sunday, 5 p.m., right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. If I can just dwell a little bit more on this particular topic we are talking on, if you can share some tips for our parents in the audience who are like right now watching, from moonshot conversations to help build grit in kids.
So, Anmol, as I said in the beginning of this session, we are all going through a situation like never before. And
Yeah.
there is a lot of anxiety about health, family, friends, people having to have to adjust to working from home with kitchen
Mm.
tables doubling up as Zoom based conference rooms. But this is the new normal. The sooner we accept this change, the better we will adapt and overcome. Look at
Mm,
history, to what I say so. History is filled with stories of individuals or entire populations who struggle through most difficult times. Friends and
mhm,
family members who overcame health concerns, financial troubles, or personal tragedies can also be the source of such stories. Also, look at
yeah,
how they prevailed over the challenges or obstacles in life. Draw lessons and inspiration from what they did. Each era has their own set of challenges, and it made mankind more resilient. So, according to me, Anmol, building your resilience is important. Grit and
okay.
persistence and perseverance is critically important. So we need to live by examples and encourage and motivate all the people absolutely around us. That should be my message to the parents and the youngsters. And
Mm,
youngsters definitely need to watch what's happening and monitor it closely on how this can shape up your coming life, and how you can
mm,
adapt yourself to the new normal and to the new future that was unpredicted is now becoming predictable in a different way. So please be
wow.
observant, and I think that should be the message for parents and students and youngsters.
Wow. Okay, Rajesh, again and again, right from the beginning of this chat, we have been talking about the new normal. Things have changed. Now, life is not going to be the way it used to be before. So, in the current context of things which we are watching right now, uh, perseverance and its importance and significance is going to go much higher, one notch up, right? It's going to be much more crucial than before.
Yes, absolutely. It's going to
Yeah.
be crucial than absolutely much before. This
Mm,
is called as the new world order, where
mm,
everything around you has changed. But what should not change is your power to persevere, is your
mm.
power to maintain your focus, is your power to
Right.
never give up, is the power to build resources, connect with them, and understand that all the resources in this world need not belong to you only, but all the resources around you can get integrated to support and empower your vision and mission of life.
Wow. Uh, Rajesh, I was just going through because before our chat, I was going through my pointers and things related to perseverance for myself. And I was looking at your profile. You are handling so many things, multiple businesses handled by one. Like they say, there's a one-man show. Rajesh, you are a one-man show. So if I want to ask you, what would be your advice to all the entrepreneurs who are watching right now? There's a whole fraternity which has taken a big hit during this time. What would be your advice?
So, Anmol, there are a lot of qualities needed and required in starting and running your own business: a business plan, intelligence, creativity, consistency, grit and determination,
Yeah.
domain knowledge, relationships in place, identifying the target audience, deploying
Mm,
the right and the best technology, and many other points which are required in some measure if you hope to
mm.
overcome the barriers to entry in entrepreneurship. The
Okay.
simple truth is that every monumental goal can only be achieved in increments. In business, perseverance means leaning forward, walking one foot after the other into the unpredictable entrepreneurial journey until you have reached your milestones and eventually achieved your goals. Grit is
Mm,
not about luck in business. This is my message to my colleagues in businesses, that grit is not about luck, talent, or only positive thinking, but having deeper goals and values that give meaning to your work and help you
mm,
to fight to attain those goals. At the end of the day, Anmol, the majority of the entrepreneurs who start a business and grow it successfully
mm.
demonstrate absolutely high levels of grit.
Wow. But like you said, the person who's leading the bandwagon, you have no choice, but you have to have that grit and perseverance. But how to get that culture in your workplace? How to let it go? How to let that perseverance flow in your workplace?
So, as a founder and entrepreneur, you are going to get many no's as you pitch for your first investor, your partner, or your client, or your employee, while still building your business and experimenting with what works and what doesn't work. Okay.
Mm,
But
mhm,
maintaining your perseverance and grit is essential without diluting your focus and, most importantly, your energy and your
mm.
enthusiasm. So let me share some practical tips and entrepreneurs can use to build and embrace a culture of grit across their team. My
Okay.
first point would be openly share your failures and lessons that you have learned. Please be open about it. जिसने की
Okay.
शर्म उठ के फूटे करम और जिसने की बेशरमाई उसको मिली दूध मलाई. So please be open, share your failures and share the lessons that you have learned. My point
Okay.
number two would be reward initiative and absolutely express gratitude. Your gratitude will redefine your attitude, and your attitude will redefine the altitude that you'll achieve in life. My third point, Anmol, would be
Yeah.
remember where you came from and how far you have come. Like me, or like you, or like the audience, everybody has a very deep, interesting history, our past. We should never forget that. Remember where you came from and how far you have come. Be grateful, be thankful. And my last
Wow.
point I would like to say is identify and avoid a fear based culture. Please never fear. Please face whatever comes your way. Please remember, you have the world's best resources around you, your friends, your relationships. You
Mm.
do not have to fear because these resources can help you to overcome any challenge which might be of a temporary nature, which will make you stronger, which will make you bolder. Connect your resources and solve the challenges that you face if you face any challenges.
Wow, fantastic, superb. Right from the topic, we started with perseverance, how to get it into parenting, how to get it into the entrepreneurship side of yourselves, into your workplace. If I can, like just sum it up, I would say that grit and perseverance, they are important and really important indicators for all of us to get through the present time and life in general. But before we close this session, Rajesh, if I have to tell you to just sum it up for us, because we started with perseverance, sum it up for us, please.
Sure, sure. It was it's a pleasure, RJ Anmol. I enjoyed this interaction. To sum it
Pleasure is
up,
mine.
I will always say it always seems impossible till it's done. A winner is just a loser who tried one more time. That's it. You just try one more time and you're a winner. People's
Wow.
ability to keep up their spirits is being put to test during this COVID-19 pandemic. Healthcare
Yeah.
concerns, job concerns, and disruptions to day-to-day routines have combined to create a challenging situation for all Indians and for all the people across the world. But for anyone wondering whether they can persevere through these difficult times, it's important to keep something in mind, friends. Others are likely counting on you, on what you react in this current scenario. So you are that example which is being followed. Anytime you are in a tough place in life or in business, when you feel as if you cannot go on, you can summon the energy from knowing you must carry the load so that others can succeed others can succeed just like you do along with you, whether it is for your employees, your co-workers, or your family. You do not want to let them down. Friends, the man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away very small stones, and that's how he moves a mountain. And for you to be able to do that and succeed, you need to shape up your perseverance and grit. Even if you are a slow walker, no problem. You can walk slow. There is no problem in walking slow, but never walk back. Please never give up. Let us all remember, courage is not having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have the strength, and you will see the magic happen. Again, I would like to repeat, courage is
Wow.
not having the strength to go on, but it is going on when you don't have the strength, and you will see the magic happen. I wish you all the best and a
Wow.
glorious future ahead. Let's be together all the
I
time.
loved
And
it.
Anmol,
I loved it. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep that. That one thing is going to stay with me for a very long time. That the winner is actually a failure who tried once more. Super. Well said.
absolutely.
What a
Thank you.
wonderful session with you, Rajesh. What a pleasure chatting with you. And looking forward to all your sessions, the Friday sessions like this. And of course, the Sunday ones I'm going to catch up for sure.
Thank you so much, Anmol, and to the audience. I'm grateful and thankful to you for being with me on these shows. And I will make it a point. I see so many messages which have been mentioned by y'all. It's my
Yeah.
promise. I'll be responding to every message. And on behalf of RJ Anmol, I'm again thankful and grateful to you, and on my behalf
Pleasure.
as well. Thank you all, and have a God blessed evening. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Take care. Bye.